Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Second one today. Putting in that work, grinding. Remember that song from back in the day? I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening. I hope everybody's having a good week. Welcome to the Tuesday Takeover. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts. And not going to be on here long tonight. I just wanted to address some of in light of the stream that I had earlier today, which focused on getting control of your emotions and anger management. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about three characters. We don't have to focus on everybody tonight, but there's three people in the 90-day verse that I want to talk about that bother me tremendously, because number one, they don't know how to control their attitudes, and they think it almost feels like all three of these people, and you've seen them on the thumbnail, have this sense of entitlement, like the world owes them something, or their partner owes them something, or they call the shots and that's all there is to it. Their partner really has no say. You know, these are people that overtalk their partners, and I think that all of us are about fed up and about had enough of all three of them. And you guessed it, I'm talking about Angela Dean, one of the main culprits, Big Ed, and Andre. Oh, excuse me, Adre. Okay. I think all three of them are narcissistic in nature, and I don't enjoy watching them at this point, and I think TLC needs to really, really, really take a look at the content that they're putting out, because I know drama sells, don't get me wrong. There's a few things that sell: rock and roll, drama, sex, you name it. But drama does sell when it comes to reality television. So most likely that's why they keep bringing these characters on. But let's start with Big Ed and Liz. All right. And before we even get into that, if you are watching the replay game, or if you're in the chat, do me a big, huge favor and smash that like button for me. Let's push this content up through the algorithm so that we can get even more engagement. So that way we can grow the channel. Right now we are holding steady. The J Crew is holding steady at 580 subscribers. And that is nothing to shake a stick at. That's pretty good. There's some people still scraping to try to get to that type of number. I am eternally grateful that 580 people hit that subscribe button. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for commenting on the videos. And thank you for those of you who come in and join the live streams. Buddha 1000, Ronnie, Vegan Knowledge. I know Ronnie is tied up right now and Jen is working, so I don't think they'll be on. So I'm kind of flying solo tonight. Hopefully I'll see Dolly Bush and Buddha and my usuals in here. But guys, it's so funny, when we talk about a lot of these people on 90 Day Fiance, because, when you look at a guy like Big Ed, okay, and you see the way that he carries himself. I mean, at first I kind of felt bad for the guy. I'm like, oh, little dude, trying to find love, cool, But as it turns out, he is one of the most abusive, narcissistic people walking this planet. And the way that he treats Liz is absolutely terrible. It's despicable. I heard a phone call that they had, and this is old. I don't know, some of you may have heard it before. But I heard it today for the first time because I was talking about this topic and he was going to be one of the people I was discussing. And the crazy thing is, if you look in the upper left picture, that is a picture of him addressing Liz this past week, telling her, yeah, take off the ring, pack your shit, and go ahead and move out. Again. Swore to her that he wouldn't do that to her again. Swore to her family. The girl already has PTSD from him breaking up with her 8 times before. What the hell she sees in Ed, I have no idea. But take a listen to this phone call. If you have not heard it, and I apologize for the language. So if you have children that are listening in, please make them go in another room, because the language on this phone call is not necessarily something that you might want them to hear right now. So without further ado, let's listen to this phone call between Ed and Liz and get an idea of, when he's not on camera, how he speaks to her.
I'll always love you, but I can't be with you.
Are you done? Because I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out.
I don't give a fuck, Liz. You're fucked up.
How am I fucked up? Are you going to listen to me, or are you going to take over this whole...
Fuck you, dude. You're fucked up.
Stop speaking to me like this, Ed. Stop.
For you to even offer to give a coworker a ride home to El Cajon, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop. Stop belittling me. I don't deserve this. Stop. Stop.
You are fucked up in the head.
I called you and asked you, and you said...
I don't give a fuck.
Then why did you say yes?
Fuck you.
Why did you say okay?
Fuck you. Fuck you. You are fucked up in the head. For you to even ask me to give a coworker a home...
I did the... Can you let me speak?
That's your boyfriend. What I was going to say. If I would have said no, you would have freaked out. Oh, you're jealous or whatever. But what right do you have to ask me?
What right do you have to get back together with me and go to clubs in Vegas? I haven't given you any shit, Ed. I called you and you don't let me speak. You don't let me speak.
Liz, you're fucking stupid. You're coming to me with Vegas. Well, you were.
I don't care, Ed. I don't care about that. I don't give you shit. I'm so patient with you. I am patient with you.
No, you're not, Liz.
Really? I'm not patient. I've been sitting outside, watching you blow up my phone. I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out, because I can't go for a run because you keep blowing up my phone, because I can't listen to my music. I've been sitting around the corner of the word fuck over and over and over again. I deserve a minute to speak. Why can't you give me that minute? Or are you just going to call me because I'm stupid?
Go ahead. Stop with the fucking emotions and prove your point.
Go
ahead. It was a stupid decision on your part. It was a stupid question. You fucking should have never asked me that. It was disrespectful to your boyfriend. I'm sorry. And the fact that you don't see that makes you look stupid.
You don't even let me talk. You just told me to talk and you just took it over again and called me stupid again.
Because you're making stupid mistakes and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of your dumb fucking mistakes. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of apologizing to you. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I didn't ask you to apologize. I'm trying to speak to you. Not once have I asked for an apology. I've asked you to let me speak.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Go ahead. I'm listening.
You could have approached it to me in a better manner, Ed. You had 2 hours to tell me how you felt. I called you to ask for permission and you said okay. You told me I'm such a good person and I have a kind heart for doing that. The fact that I even reached out to you, you could have said something, Ed. You were the first person I asked you. I asked you whether you're gonna tell me it's stupid or not for even coming to you for that question. I don't have anything to hide. I came to you. I'm not done. I came to you. You said okay. For 2 hours, you could have said something to me. Then you face. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Do you think I was okay with that? To be okay with my girlfriend?
You're not gonna let me finish talking, are you?
No, I'm not. Because for you to think it was okay for you to drive a stranger to fucking El Cajon.
Do you think it's okay the way that you're speaking to me right now? Do you think that... Stop! Answer the question. Do you think that it's okay the way that you were speaking to me right now?
Yes, I do. Because of your dumb...
Next time.
Hello, welcome back to another 90 Day Fiance recap.
That is so crazy, dude. Yeah, that was part of, I kept recording, unfortunately, right there. I don't know what to say. This troll of a man thinks that he has the right to address this woman that way. And I can't help but think at how Ed initially was when he approached her at first. He was so taken aback by her. And, you know, she has aged quite a bit since she's been with him. She doesn't look good, you know? She doesn't look good at all. She looks like she's been battered, like emotionally. You know, she doesn't look healthy. And when he met her, she was bubbly. She had these blonde streaks in her hair, and she just seemed full of life. You know what I mean? And now she just seems like an emotional wreck. And you can hear how he talks to her. You know, he has no respect for her. And most likely it's because he has no self-respect. You'll find that people who don't respect their partners, or who don't respect other people, usually deep down inside, we're going with some 90-day therapy tonight. Usually deep down inside, they don't respect themselves. And I don't think Ed respects himself. You know, this week, Liz kind of came back at him a little bit on the show, and he seemed like he was hurt. Well, he was saying the same crap. Stop. Can you listen to how you're speaking to me? But off camera, listen to what he's saying and how he's saying it to her. So on camera, it's an act. He's acting like a victim. When off camera, he's a narcissistic asshole. You know, and he basically talked to that girl like she was low life trash. How many times did he say F you, F you, F you, back to back, called her dumb, called her stupid? And then he breaks up with her constantly. You know, but you know, at some point she has to accept responsibility for putting up with that shit. Okay? She's a grown woman. She's a big girl. She can say no. And I don't know why she hasn't at this point. You know, it's rumored that he paid her to be his love interest on the show. I guess gave her a cut out of his money that he gets, because obviously they pay the Americans. But the fact that he paid her to be on the show, he treats her like an employee. Shout out to Chandra. He's so incredibly disrespectful. That's disgusting. I was disgusted listening to it, Chandra. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? I mean, he literally has no respect for this girl, you know, and then he tries to make it seem like on camera, like, you know, Liz is the one that's always doing something wrong. I felt her pain. I did too. I did too. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge. And I've got company.
Hey,
Hello?
everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, baby. How are you?
I'm okay. That was a very interesting debate. Sorry I'm late, but I was finishing the Florida senatorial debate,
Not a
so I can
problem.
make an informed decision.
No, well, you go, girl. You go. You vote. You take care of business. um, did you hear anything that I played so far? Did you hear the phone call that I played with Ed and Liz?
No, I missed the phone call, but I watched the episodes, so
Okay, here's the thing. This is a phone call from a year ago, and while we're like dealing with this topic tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and play it one more time, even though I almost don't want to hear it because of how upset Liz sounds. Listen to how Ed talks to her, Ro. This is I don't know if you heard this already, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it one more time. This is how this narcissistic bastard talks to her when no one's looking.
I'll always love you, but I can't be with you. Can't.
Are you done? Because I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out.
I don't give a fuck, Liz. You're fucked up.
How am I fucked up? Are you going to listen to me, or are you going to take over this whole...
Fuck you, dude. You're fucked up.
Stop speaking to me like this, Ed. Stop.
For you to even offer to give a coworker a ride home to El Cajon, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop. Stop belittling me. I don't deserve this. Stop. Stop.
You are fucked up in the head.
I called you and asked you, and you said...
I don't give a fuck.
Then why did you say yes?
Fuck you.
Why did you say okay?
Fuck you. Fuck you. You are fucked up in the head. For you to even ask me to give a coworker a home...
I did the... Can you let me speak?
That's your boyfriend. What I was going to say. If I would have said no, you would have freaked out. Oh, you're jealous or whatever. But what right do you have to ask me?
What right do you have to get back together with me and go to clubs in Vegas? I haven't given you any shit, Ed. I called you and you don't let me speak. You don't let me speak.
Liz, you're fucking stupid. You're coming to me with Vegas. Well, you were.
I don't care, Ed. I don't care about that. I don't give you shit. I'm so patient with you. I am patient with you.
No, you're not, Liz.
Really? I'm not patient. I've been sitting outside, watching you blow up my phone. I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out because I can't go for a run because you keep blowing up my phone because I can't listen to my music. I've been sitting around the corner of the word fuck over and over and over again. I deserve a minute to speak. Why can't you give me that minute? Or are you just going to call me because I'm stupid?
Go ahead. Stop with the fucking emotions and prove your point. It was a stupid decision on your part. It was a stupid question. You fucking should have never asked me that. It was disrespectful to your boyfriend. I'm sorry. And the fact that you don't see that makes you look stupid.
You don't even let me talk. You just told me to talk and you just took it over again and called me stupid again.
Because you're making stupid mistakes and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of your dumb fucking mistakes. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of apologizing to you. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I didn't ask you to apologize. I'm trying to speak to you. Not once have I asked for an apology. I've asked you to let me speak.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Go ahead. I'm listening.
You could have approached it to me in a better manner, Ed. You had 2 hours to tell me how you felt. I called you to ask for permission and you said okay. You told me I'm such a good person and I have a car to you, you said okay. Hey, for 2 hours you could have said something to me. Then you face. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Do you think I was okay with that? To be okay with my girlfriend?
You're not gonna let me finish talking, are you?
No, I'm not, because for you to think it was okay for you to drive a stranger to fucking El Cajon.
Do you think it's okay the way that you're speaking to me right now? Do you think that... Stop! Answer the question. Do you think that it's okay the way that you were speaking to me right now?
Yes, I do. Because of your dumb... Next time.
Is it or what?
Oh my God, he's insane.
He's a narcissist. He's a narcissistic asshole.
Well, clout
You know?
chasers usually are.
I mean, this guy is a troll among trolls. How dare he come off at her like that? And I was saying before that initially he seemed like he was so enamored with her. And I was saying that he's aged this woman because she used to be so like she was bubbly. She had the blonde hair, you know what I mean? And she looked so vibrant. And now she just looks like she's just emotionally battered from dealing with his dumb ass for what, 2 years.
Well, psychological and emotional abuse can batter you just as bad as physical abuse.
No shit, you know? I mean, that's one of the reasons that I gave the stream that I did earlier today about, you know, anger management. It's like, it's not good. It's not healthy for the people around you. It's not healthy for you physically, you know? But, you know, Ed, it's absolutely insane how he gets away with this stuff because I don't know if he's paying this girl off. And, you know, the tea on Reddit is that the girl that approached Liz already has a girlfriend. She's already involved in a relationship. She has a girlfriend and is not attracted to Liz in the slightest. They just happen to be friends of hers. And she went up to Liz and noticed that Liz was upset already. I don't know if she had gotten into a fight with Ed or what. But she was already upset, and that's why she grabbed Liz's arm. She was talking to Liz saying, hey, did you want to go talk? You know, the girlfriend was there the entire time, but none of this was put on 90 Day Fiance.
Well, because we know TLC loves the drama, so they're not going to give the full story because it's not going to show the drama. Although
exactly
showing what caused Liz to get upset would have given them drama.
I mean, and the fact that the girl already has a girlfriend and she's not even attracted to Liz. She wasn't even coming on to Liz. They never had a relationship. She's been with this other woman for God knows how long. And Liz was friends with them as a couple. So Ed's got it all twisted up. And of course, TLC's not going to let you see that because they want to bring on this is Les a lesbian drama. Lesbian. Ha!
You're so punny.
Lesbian. So it's like, you know, I think we just coined a new name for her. But I think that's one of the reasons why. So, you know, that's it for Ed and Liz. You know, I'm done talking about this troll motherfucker. I can't say the word I wanted to say.
Well, I just wanted to Shonda commented between Ed, Pedro, and Adre. I don't know who I dislike the most. And Dolly's here, and Honey June is here and says Ed is too old to be so abusive to a young woman. It's because he's insecure.
Shout out to Holly June. Shout out to Dolly Bush. I see you down there, Dolly. Yeah, Chandra. I don't. Chandra and I both were agreeing. We felt for Liz in that moment. I mean, I really just wanted to reach out to her, you know?
Well, I love that she's like, I don't know where the ring is. It's in a bush somewhere.
I loved it that she tossed it. He's like, that's a $13,000 ring, Liz. That's a $13,000 ring. I can't believe you actually threw that away.
You'd rather I pawned it? Well, that's what my ass would have done, but hey.
Right. He's like, well, yeah, that's better than just throwing it away. That's really stupid.
Somebody in production picked up that ring. It's not lost forever. We all saw where it
If
fell.
she threw it away, if she even threw it away.
Well, what she did is
you
she went
know?
to slam it down on that post that she had her phone on, and it fell off the post. So, production, you saw the ring fall. So I'm sure the PAs or, producers picked up the ring, because they're not just going to let a ring sit in in a bush like that.
Wow. Ed probably got the ring back from him.
Hey, Buddha. Buddha's here.
Buddha, what's up, honey? Shout out to Buddha 1000. Laying it on old Ed over here. Okay, so next we got Miss Angela Deem, who decides to destroy her husband's car last week. And now this week, she decides to have dinner with him. And all he wants to do is talk this thing out and figure out what's going on between them and figure out if the marriage is over or not. I'm sweating like a pig over here. Find out if the marriage is over or not. And Angela just keeps constantly over talking him.
But I love that he got out. It's okay for you to do duets with this guy on TikTok, but I can't have an Instagram to make money.
Right.
I'm glad he stood up for himself.
I am too. I mean, honestly, I think he scared the shit out of her. I don't think she's ever seen him that angry. And I think she realized, okay, I'm not going to be whipping on this guy tonight. That ain't happening.
All right, we got some.
What?
Sorry, go ahead and finish your thought.
Okay, so I think that Michael was seriously, I think he was about to smack the living shit out of her. I really think he was. And if they hadn't pulled him off, I think that Angela might have got her ass whipped that night. I almost wish he had done it. But what's going on in the chat? What's happening?
Honey June said it's a close tie with them men, but Angela is the most abusive. And then Shonda said Angela went there to fight, not to save her marriage.
Yeah.
And then Dolly
absolutely.
said, yeah, she is emotionally battered dealing with Ed. And then Buddha did the don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to become a member of the J Crew, y'all.
Thank you, Buddha. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Buddha keeps up on that for us, because I do my best, but Buddha is much better at it.
Buddha is the Sicario. So, with Angela and this girlfriend that she's got, I don't know if I think they're just friends. I think something else is going on there too. I can smell it on them.
You think everybody's gay or secretly gay?
I really do. I
like that because Angela was like, okay, I ripped apart his car. Let me get the hell out of this country before the police come for me, is what Angela's thinking in her head. And then the girlfriend's like, but you came to talk to him. You guys need to have this conversation so you don't leave with any regrets, that when you finally do calm down and you get back to the States, you didn't have, regrets of not having this chance to hash everything out. Say what you want to say, good or bad, whatever. And I mean, I felt like she made a good point, but Angela's not capable of having that kind of adult, calm conversation. Every time Michael spoke, she stood up and he's like, can you just sit down? And it's just like, she's ordering 3 shots of vodka. I'm like, oh, here we go.
And a Heineken. Chaser. I'm like, okay, she's just
I thought the Heineken was for him. She's like, I'll take 3 shots and bring him a Heineken, is what I envisioned when she ordered.
Yeah. I didn't hear her
because she already had a drink in front of her. He had just gotten there.
Okay, yeah. I heard her say 3 shots and a Heineken. So I don't know.
Either way, I thought the 3 shots were for her and the Heineken was for him, but that's, neither here nor there.
It could be. It could very well be. I don't know. But, either way, she didn't let him even get a drink in or a word out because all she kept doing was coming at him some type of way and didn't let him. I think that who said down in the comments that she just came to fight?
Shonda.
Okay, Shonda, I completely agree with you. I don't think because first of all, she went there unannounced. So that right there, right off the top, says she doesn't trust him. She thinks she's walking into something. She's trying to look for something and find something. She is the true scammer. The Americans get paid to do this show, the foreigners don't. And so she thinks that keeping Michael on the hook is going to allow her to continue to come on 90 Day Fiance and get paid. Think about it. Okay, so if this marriage doesn't work, who else is she looking at? A Canadian. She just wants to stay on this show because guess what?
Yeah.
Now she's going to want to marry this Canadian and turn him into her next 90 Day Fiance. I can see through her. She just wants to be on the show. Michael is a meal ticket for her to be on this show, and she's paying him to do that. And now that he wants to have an Instagram account and be his own influencer, get his own influencer money, she's not trying to do that. She's trying to money manipulate him. Financial domination. It's bullshit.
And Shonda said the girlfriend is just a yes friend, doesn't keep it real with Angela.
Yeah.
And yeah, you need to have that girlfriend who's going to have your back and is, going to go just showing. But I also think Angela kept her in the dark on things. Like they're in the car and Angela finally says, he doesn't know I'm coming.
Right.
And she's in the car going, wait a second, you got me planning a trip to Nigeria and coming with you and he don't know we're coming. Like I saw the look on her face.
Right.
And then it's like, she wants to leave right away. And she, if I'm the girlfriend, I'm going, yeah, you need to go sit down and have a meal with him so I can go sightseeing. Cause this is the first time I've been to Nigeria and don't think I'm not going to go see something.
Right.
I did not just come here to see you fight with your husband and us possibly get locked up. I need to do some sightseeing. I need to buy some knickknacks.
Right. Some souvenirs, some giveaways.
Yeah. Becky Roberts just piped up in the chat and says, do not let Angela get away with this behavior. Get you a good lawyer, Michael, and sue her for breach of promise. She's cheating on you.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
But unfortunately, he's not here already so that he could stay in the States even though she breached the promise. I don't know if she pulls the visa, if he can still fight for it.
No, she's not
being in Nigeria.
She's not pulling the visa. She's pulling the visas.
Well, I was using correct English. I wasn't using backwoods Georgia English. I've never heard, carrying a baby is toted.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to the States. I'm going to put in visas.
How many visas did you apply for, girl? There's one. You can only do one at a time. Okay. This isn't, Amazing Race Visa Edition where you're going to, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Angela has got some issues, dude.
She needs to stop spending the money on plastic surgery and spend money on some counseling.
Yeah.
What's the one that they, it's all online that the influencers are getting paid sponsorships. It starts with a B, but I can't remember it because, insurance doesn't cover it. So I'm not using it. But get some sort of sponsorship through that and post ads or whatever for them and get some free counseling out of this. Cause girl,
you need it.
Yeah. So does Ed.
Yeah. Yesterday, Ed and his insecurities. I mean, it's like, and I'm telling you, I'm worried for him because I mean, seriously, he's too small to be getting that big. Do you see how he's blowing up?
Yeah.
It's like he can't even breathe. He is getting huge, and that he's only $105 and is like 4 foot nothing, dude. I wouldn't
and
be
he gets on her about her weight.
On her weight. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to Ed within the next few years. I mean, seriously, the way that he's like he can get emotional and all of that, he's something's not gonna happen. I'm not trying to talk it up, but he's not gonna be healthy if he's not already going through something. He needs to
But
listen to me this Monday.
it's just one of those things, like, it's a red flag. He has not been in or had a long-term relationship in 29 years, because we all know his first thing, the other way, or 90 Day Fiance, with the woman, that was never going to happen, and like,
Talking about
but
Rose?
yeah, and it's just
Yes.
like, girls, you got to watch the red flags on these dating apps and listen to what they say, because you can see the pit holes, the pitfalls. It's a major red flag if he hasn't been in a long-term relationship in 29 years.
Mm,
That means he's either closeted or he's psycho,
right.
and the women run for the hills.
Something's going on there. I just put a link down in the chat for anybody who wants to come up on the panel and voice their opinion about it. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Moving on to Adre.
Oh, Jesus.
What about the conversation how now he's blaming Libby for everything because she didn't answer a question right?
I
The
guess
way
the
he
question.
talks to her is ridiculous. Why does she take that, Ro? Why?
Well, she was in a moving car. She couldn't exactly get out and run away. Which I still would have done, the stop, drop, and roll to get out of
I would have
there.
done the
But
stop, drop, and roll all day long.
um, but she's like, I was trying to lighten the mood. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's immigration. It's a government interview. There's no lightening the mood. Okay. That's like saying fire in a crowded building or bomb. Like, you
Right.
don't lighten the mood. And, but it's like, they're asking me when we first met, and she's like, how am I have mom brain. How the hell am I supposed to? I'm like, well, I know exactly the day I met Joe, and I can tell you the whole story about it, but, again,
Same.
I don't have mom brain, which is a real thing. It was, again, scientifically proven. While my mother was pregnant with Caitlin, it came out in, I think, the New England Journal of Medicine or Pediatrics or something, that women's brains literally shrink while they are pregnant.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and they call it pregnancy brain. And then mom brain, you run around taking care of this kid, like, you don't, unless you put it in your calendar or write it down, you are not going to remember it. Because I remember when
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin was little, like, it was just get through the day. Um,
Right.
but Shonda said, Andre is not an alpha male that he says he is. A true alpha male is not abusive. He's just
Facts.
psychotic, okay? And he
I just
wants to
can't
be.
stand the way that he talks to literally everybody. Like it I feel like I want to just put a blunt in his mouth just to see how he's going to just to see if it calms him down. He is on 10 all the time, you
And
know?
so I'm watching the episode, not to get sidetracked. And oh, hey Shay, Shay J's in the group.
Hey Shay
Hey
J.
Shay. So I'm watching this, and Joe happened to walk through, and he stops and he's staring, and he's like, "Is that Tampa?" I said, "Yeah, babe, it's Tampa." And I'm like watching it like intensely, like stopping it and stuff, because I am trying to figure out what neighborhood in Tampa they live in, hoping I can, like, I don't know, sneak
What are you
attack
gonna show
Libby
up on
one
their
day.
door?
No, like, just sneak attack her at, like, the local, restaurant or something. So, like, Libby, Libby, your family is right. He is psycho. Do not follow him anywhere. Blink twice if you want me to call the police. Because
Oh
Tampa
my
is only
god.
an hour away from me, and I know where all the malls are and stuff. Like, I could just, like, stalk this poor woman.
Stalk Libby. Get it. Free Libby. Let's start a campaign. Start a petition. Free Libby. I
Buddha
don't
said,
know.
Andre was projecting hard when he was getting so easily frustrated putting on that tie. Uh, slam my head, smack my head. Man, he needs to go to anger management. Oh, and
We've
she's like,
had it
let me just
today.
help you with the tie. I've got it. I'm like, oh Lord,
Right.
here
He
we
was
go.
so nasty. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that he's physically abusive with her?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
I know
really wonder that.
he's psychologically abusive. Um, I mean, the way he's trying to distance her from her family. I mean, we've discussed this before. I experienced that myself. And she
Mm-hmm.
is so in the middle of it, and now she's the mom of one. If you notice in her interviews, she looks chubbier in the face. So I think she
Yeah.
was newly pregnant when they were filming this. So she's like, I've already got one. I'm pregnant with the other. What the hell do I do? I am stuck. And no woman is ever stuck. She's got a family that will support her 100% because they cannot stand him. All she
Yeah.
has to do is blink twice.
Right.
Use the code for it. Every family should have a phrase, uh, you know, that you text if you're in a bad situation or something so that everyone knows that you need help. But he
She
is
is
just
all about him now. She is all about some like she is signed up for it. Like whatever he says, she does. And I don't care how abusive he gets with her. She seems like she kind of stands up to him and then she just basically just puts her head down and just takes it.
I think it was, and uh,
I want
her
Charlie to
sister
whip his ass.
her sisters are she's the youngest, obviously, and
Yeah, the
she's
baby.
daddy's baby. And she saw her older sisters were married, they were having children. Even Charlie was married and having children. And she was just trying to keep up with her sisters. So the first guy that came along was the guy she was going to stick with.
Mm-hmm.
And she chose the wrong guy. She wanted a guy like her dad, and she got the opposite. And she's stuck. Now she's stuck. But we got Shonda in the comments saying, my husband of 22 years is an alpha. He has a commanding presence, but never has talked to me like that. I just want to shake these women and tell them this is not normal. And then Jen's in the chat and she's saying hi to everybody. And then Shay J says, do you think she is scared that her family was right about Andre? She will need
Oh,
to eat crow.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. She is not trying to hear the I told you so when the shit hits the fan and they break up. So she's not going to break up. She's
But if the
probably
family,
going to follow him to Moldova if he has to leave.
well, obviously we know he doesn't have to leave. They just had the second baby, and he's got this horrible YouTube channel, which I was telling, not to bring him up again, but I was telling Joe about this, and I showed it to him, and he's like, because he's a father of two, well, one girl and one transgender male, but born female. Um, so he's a dad of girls, and he's like, does he not realize the pedophiles out there? And that they can figure out, where you live, and like, or just the fact that these guys would be doing things to these videos because that child, like, how as a father of a daughter do you not realize these things before you do it? I said, because he's trying to make money without having a real job, babe.
Basically.
And he's like, but you put your kids first. I said, not this guy.
No, Andre comes first in
Yeah.
his world.
If you
Andre
want to
comes
talk
first.
narcissist, he's more of a narcissist than Ed is.
I don't know after that phone call, but okay.
But listen, but look at how he talks to Libby, how he talks to Libby's mother, the
How he talks to
sisters,
everybody. He talks to the
Charlie.
dad like that. I'll never forget the first conversation I saw him have with her father when he didn't want the money. Remember that? Before he asked for the 100K and realized, oh, I better make friends with this dude or my ass is getting deported. I better get a job from him or my ass is getting deported. He's like, okay, I don't want you. I don't want you near us. I don't want your money. I mean, he's talking to her father like that. And the father took it. But I think we all know, I don't know, where did these kids get the piss and vinegar from, Ro? The mom? Because dad
The
don't
mom.
have it.
No, the dad's the peacekeeper, and the mom is the one who has the piss and vinegar. And actually, Shonda just brought up the point. Andre's dad is so sweet. How did Andre become so cruel? Probably the mother we've never met.
Yep, we've never seen her. We don't know what her temperament is like, and no, most likely he got it from her.
But it's also, the nature versus nurture. Um, both of Joe's biological parents are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Um, they're both alcoholics, and Joe is one of those gentle giants. He is well, I don't know if you've seen pictures of him, but he's huge. Well, you saw the pug, where he was doing the
Right,
bicep
right,
curls. Um,
yeah. This guy's
but he's
massive. He was lifting the dog doing bicep curls, y'all.
and the dog is 25 pounds. Um, but he's one of those guys, he doesn't have to say anything. He just stands behind me. It just, he is the person who will give you the shirt off his back, but if he has to defend his people, so he's out just like Shonda's husband. He is an alpha. He has a commanding presence, but he is the sweetest, kindest man you will ever meet. He doesn't have to do this crap. And you'd think
Mm-hmm.
from his parents he would be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it's just like he has learned through nature, well, through nurture versus nature, that he didn't want to be like them. So he developed this other personality, this giving, big-hearted personality. So we don't know what what Andre went through, that he didn't turn out like his dad. I think it might be more like his mom, or it was a bad divorce. We don't really know any of the backstory. He's never talked about it on camera.
Right. Wow, I relate to Joe. I lost both my parents to drugs. So yeah, I definitely relate to that.
Well, his dad used to physically abuse them, and his mother uses emotional and psychological abuse on them.
Great. The two-pronged assault, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy. He needs
Yeah.
to come to my midday meltdown.
Well, he can't. He's at work.
Oh. Come to the midday
Unfortunately.
meltdown, y'all. 12 o'clock every day. We have a therapy session at the midday meltdown.
And
Gotta love
Shonda
it.
said, yes, alphas have nothing to prove. And, I'm like a little yippy chihuahua. You get me going. Well, you guys hear me all the time, but like if I'm like angry and getting into something, you could just see me like, barking and jumping at the same time. And he is just the calming presence. Like he's just like, babe, calm down. Everything's okay. You know, you need that yin and yang. I know you and Jen have that too.
Yeah. That's what we
But,
had yin yangs hanging up all over the house too. That's funny you said that.
and
I'm
Libby
like,
is
that
trying to do
represents
that.
us on so many levels.
Oh, us too. Us too. But Libby was trying to do that. She's like, babe, just relax a little. And he's like, I cannot relax. You do not realize how important this is. And she's like,
Right.
yeah, I do. Like, we're going to get through this. And he's like, well, you better be ready to pack your shit because we are leaving. And she's like,
Right.
you realize you're talking about packing up everything I know, and Ellie and whatnot, and everything she knows and her family. And he's like, I don't care. You're going to follow me wherever I go. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Right.
You get deported. I don't get deported. I live here. I'm from here. I was born here.
Mm-hmm. And you can't make me go. But yeah, that's just crazy. And I think that what's going to ultimately end up happening, and speaking of which, and I know this is off topic, Jovi and Yara, that whole thing with her leaving to go to Kiev, is she
No, no, no.
looking to?
She's going to Prague. She's going to Prague in the Czech Republic.
Is
She
it
is not
Prague?
going to Kiev.
Okay.
Her
Whatever's
mom is
happening there.
in Prague.
Okay. All right, Miss
She keeps
Technical.
talking about her family and friends in Ukraine, but her mom, who she's going to see to introduce her to her granddaughter, is in Prague. where there is
Okay.
no action.
Okay. Well, so she's going to be okay then.
As long as she
But
doesn't
she's
cross the
talking
border,
about
she'll be fine.
staying. She's talking about staying though. And
Well,
Jovi doesn't. I don't think Jovi knows that.
well, and I was kind of listening to her point. She's like, I'm here doing nothing,
Yeah.
while he's away. Why can't I spend that 3 weeks with my mom? And the fact that Miss Gwen was like, you're going to leave, Milo with me, right? She's like, no, that's selfish. I want
Right.
I'm taking
I
her to
want
meet
my
her
mom to see her
grandmother.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because
Yes,
now it looks
Shonda.
like she wants to stay.
Shonda said, I respect Jovi who wants to go so he can make sure they're safe. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I'm with her, just like we were talking recently about Jenny and Submit, why they can't do half the year in the States, half the year there. I don't understand why when Jovi is gone on, for work for weeks at a time, why she can't take that time to go visit her mother.
That's the perfect time to do it.
You know, let Jovi go with her this one trip to see that, Prague is safe and it's
Everything's
fine for her to
okay.
take Mila. And then, he can fly to his next job from Prague and leave them there for a little while. And then when he gets done with his next job, she can fly home with Mila. I think it's perfectly fair. I always say marriage should be renamed compromise.
Good. Good idea. I like that because that's what it is.
Everything
That's
is
what it is.
compromise. You know, her family is there. She hasn't been able to see them while she's been waiting for the green card. She's got the green card. She's allowed to be out of the States for so many months, total. Not, you can do it all at once or you can do it over, you can break it up. You can only be out of the country for so many days. Um, why can't she break it up and go visit her mom when Jovi's
When
at
he's
work?
working,
Yeah. They can get rid of the place that they have, and or get something smaller that's
hmm
cheaper if they're not going to be staying there for, long stretches.
That's near the
Or
mom.
that's near mom, yeah. And, when he's home, they're in the States. When he's not home, she's with her family. You know, uh, f- Couples figure out how to do the holidays. We spend half of Thanksgiving Day with my mom and then the second half with your mom. We spend Christmas Eve here. We spend Christmas Day there. You know, how is this any different?
I absolutely agree.
And Shonda agrees. She said that is a good idea. And Shay J said that is true. My marriage did not practice compromise.
I think that's the name of the game with marriage. You have to be patient with your partner. People go through shit. I mean, when you get married, that's what you sign up for, for
Yeah.
better or for worse.
Well, not only that, usually, what is it in invitations or in the ceremony, they always say it's, two souls becoming one unit, there's the binding ceremonies, there, all these different things, the sand ceremony, where you're mixing the sand. The whole point is
We did
you
that.
are no longer um you are no longer a sole person by yourself where you can make decisions solely for yourself. Everything you do has to consider the other person. So, yeah, she made the compromise of coming here and staying
Mhm.
until the green card situation got straightened out. Nobody expected a global pandemic, but, she deserves the same compromise and being able to go there.
I agree. But I also agree with Jovi that she should probably go when he can go with her, just to give this
Just
man
for
some
the
peace of
first one. I,
mind.
I I said that and I
Yeah,
totally agree with that. So he can check it out and see that Prague's not under assault,
right,
everything's fine. See where the mom lives, get a feel for the area, are
right.
there parks, is there, some sort of
Get a lay of
mommy
the
and me
land.
class they can join, just
Get a lay
what
of
are
the
you going to
land.
do? yeah, what are you going to do on a daily basis here while I'm not here kind of feel. And then just let her be. She said her mom is one of those grandmas like I had that, takes being a grandma like it's a whole nother job and just,
Takes
you
it
know,
on.
yeah, wants to be with her, night and day, take care of that baby, spend the time with the baby. Let let Yara get that break that she needs when Jovi's not around. She needs another person. She said that. Gwen doesn't want to do it, so let her go spend the time with her mom where her mom does want to do it.
Right. And that way she
And
can reconnect with her friends and have
and
a
it'll help
semblance of a life again.
it will also help Mila's development, one in knowing where half of her comes from, but also in learning the languages because it's been proven that children pick up languages so much better the
When
younger
they're
you
that
are.
age, right?
Yes. So she can pick up Ukrainian and Russian, and then she can pick up Cajun and, if Jovi and his mom speak Cajun, Creole, and she can pick up English and she could be multilingual. That will help her so much in her future.
Yes, I agree. And she can teach her mom.
Is not to go completely off topic of these
I'll
couples,
go off topic.
um Alexi and Lauren, how
Ah,
Lauren calls him Abba, which is daddy in Hebrew,
wow.
to the
Okay.
kids. Yeah. And just, I don't know why, but I was watching today the Alexi and Lauren, after the 90 days, just the part about Asher's birth. That's the second one. And I was watching his bris, and I like had to rewatch it 3 times because it caught me off guard. Because I've always told you, Lauren and Alexi are my favorite couple.
Yeah.
Do you know Lauren's Hebrew name is Leah Rachel, and mine is Rachel Leah? So we have the
Really?
same name, just backwards.
How crazy is that? That's pretty cool. Have you met her yet?
No, she's on the other coast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, trust me, I want to be her bestie. You have no idea. We're both ex New York Jews. Like, her mother looks like a younger version of my godmother. Like her dad reminds me of my godfather. Like they are just the laid back, relaxed people. Um,
hmm
like the next time I go over to visit my godparents in Boca, like I want to like drive through Hollywood, be like, Lauren, where are you? Stalking again. Aziz says, hello from Holland. What's this all about? Aziz, we are discussing all things 90 Day Fiance from the different franchises.
Welcome,
And
Aziz.
Buddha said the same thing, but in the chat.
Welcome, Aziz. Shout out to Holland.
And Aziz says the first seasons were the best. Yes, that is why I'm still obsessed with Lauren and Alexi. I love how they met. She was doing her Jewish kids in the States are given a chance to their birthright trip up to a certain age to go to Israel. And that is why she was in Israel. And Alexi was the medic assigned to their group. And
What's
that is
going
how
on
she
with
met
90 Day
Alexi.
Fiance UK? Is that done? Like, was the finale them getting married?
I don't know. I haven't watched the last couple of episodes. I've been
Okay.
on
I think
Single
it's
Life,
done.
and then I've been obsessed with Buddha and Dawn. This is all your fault. 60 Days In.
Ha! I'm telling you.
I've been through
And
the first 6 seasons.
have you really? I can't get through season one. I'm so into season seven, but I keep starting to watch season one. And you know what? When we get off of this live, I'm probably gonna go ahead and start binging it. Because I've gotten through like episode one or two, and then I'll get off on something else that's 90 day or whatever. You know what I
Okay, well,
mean?
I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Don't spoil it. But what?
Uh, um, have you gotten to Robert and in season one and what goes on with him?
No, but I can tell it's going to be some bullshit because he went in thinking that he was going to just breeze through, And I did see where they are getting suspicious of him. That's kind of where I left off. Like, okay, his
Okay,
stories
then
aren't
I don't want
adding
to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything, but
up.
it's not what I wanted when I was talking to you the other day.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't get his ass beat,
Oh, okay. Well, damn. I kind
but
of
other
wanted him
things
to.
happen. Other things happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love talking to everybody tonight, and this has been wonderful.
Hey, hey, hey. Aziz made a comment. She said it was sad for the girl who dated Ozan. Yeah, that would be Nicole, who lives in the same town
Yes.
as me, and I have 6 degrees of separation. A girlfriend of mine's mother plays cards with Nicole's mother. Another girlfriend of mine has run into Nicole's mom at Target. Um, but I have not yet to find Nicole. She is not working at Starbucks. I've been to every freaking Starbucks and asked for her.
Is that where she
Um,
used to work?
yeah, she used to be a barista at Starbucks. That's why she could not afford to bring him over. She did not make enough money.
Ah.
That's why she was looking for somebody to co-sponsor. Um, Aziz said, the guy with no neck is also always crazy how he treats women. That is Big Ed. We started this with him. He is
Mm-hmm.
he is psycho. And it should be a big red flag that he has been, not in a serious relationship for the last 29 years. And then Aziz said, how is Nicole? From what I can see on her Instagram, she's doing well. She's raising May. The last I heard is she's living with her sister. Um, and yes, Nicole was a sweet girl. Um, but for
You
being
caught
a
up in a
large
bad
girl myself,
relationship.
she has not developed the self-esteem that she needs as a big girl to respect herself. And when he would say that, like, I'm only like, so many percent interested in her or attracted to her, that, and yes, Ozan wanted a green card, but that's not happening because they have officially broken up after she got
Mm-hmm.
trapped in Morocco, um, because COVID hit.
Right.
But then there was, rumors that she wasn't really in Morocco, that she was here and posting old stuff. Um, but the word on the street is she did get stuck in Morocco for a period of time and was away from May. Her mom was taking care of May.
Wow. How old is May now? She's got to be what, like 5, 6, 7?
She's I want to say 7 or 8 now,
Wow.
and she is a beauty.
Wow. She's getting big.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful natural tan. She's got this gorgeous brown hair. Um, but again, Nicole not having the self-esteem and being able to stand up for herself. I'm sure she hasn't fought May's dad for child support, even though I know her mom would not, put up with that kind of stuff and would be, up her butt about it. But
Right.
Nicole did not have the maturity that was needed, to withstand a relationship like this, to develop the self-esteem. I see Ronnie in her 20s in Nicole, and that's why I really want to find her and sit down and have a cup of coffee with her and say, listen, as the sage wise older big girl in your life, this is what you need to do.
Right, right. Wow.
So that, because you got to go through the bad ones to know when you find a good one, so
I know it.
that
Been
work,
through
but you
plenty of that.
also need to know who you are so you know what you want in a
Your partner.
partner. Yes, and I like the term partner because it is a partnership. It's compromise.
That's what it
Uh,
is. And you have
and then
to.
Shonda said, I liked Nicole. I just didn't like when she wanted May to call just anyone daddy. And that's really what it was, is Nicole was looking for a father figure for Ozan when she has
Mhm.
a, well, I want to say she has her dad,
Correct.
but her dad has been in multiple legal issues since the taping. He's gone down the drug wormhole. He's been in
Mm,
drug court here, because I am tuned in to that stuff because that's here in my county, and I work in the legal system here. My old boss is sitting on the criminal bench now as a judge. So um, I deal with a lot of the criminal defense attorneys, so I get a lot of the gossip. So some of the stuff that people, he has been, in 1 year, he was in front of, he was brought up on like 3 different sets of charges. And he's
wow.
homeless, he's on drugs. It's bad.
Her dad?
Yes.
Wow. Didn't she ask him to co-sponsor?
Yeah. And he has fallen down the drug rabbit hole. And I'm very worried soon that we're going to hear that he OD'd from fentanyl laced something. I'm
Wow.
not sure if he's on meth or heroin, but he's on hardcore stuff. And it was probably the same story of many Americans. He was given a prescription for opioids by the doctor. The the government said you got to cut it off. So the doctor cut him off, didn't wean him, and they go looking for the street version.
Wow.
And then
That's bad.
Aziz said they are from Morocco too, but that Ozan was strange and said, I don't know, but if I dated Nicole, I also want to connect with her kid. Yeah. But we talked about this last week with talking about the single life
Mhm.
with Josh and Natalie, that you have to do it in baby steps. And you don't want to keep bringing different people into a child's life that aren't going to stick, because then they're going to grow up thinking everybody's going to leave.
Right. And they're going to probably grow up doing the same thing.
Yeah. And then Aziz says one becomes a dad when there is a relationship. Yeah, but we don't know what kind of relationship Nicole um, and Ozan had. I really do think that he was just taking advantage of her. That money that was supposed to go to the store that never got built. Um,
Right.
and then Aziz says, I understand what you mean. Yeah, it's when there are children involved, that's why my mom didn't date, after my dad was gone. She did not date until, God, I think the woman went on 2 dates the entire time uh, she was single. And Caitlin never met either guy. I met them because the first one was like 2 years after my father passed, and I had no, Caitlin did meet one because I had Caitlin go up to him and ask, are you going to be my new daddy, because I didn't like him. And that scared him off right then and there. But we met in a neutral location. We were at a baseball game. And then the second guy, Caitlin did not meet him. He worked with my mom. She worked at felony probation, and he was one of the counselors from our local mental health facility. So he would come in periodically, and they went on a couple of dates, and then uh, he wound up moving. So she never knew about him, never met him. We didn't discuss him around her, because you don't bring, especially Caitlin being special needs, you don't bring that around somebody, children right away.
Right.
And then Aziz said, yes, you're right, that hurt when I saw that. Yeah. you know um so Josh and Natalie, they're taking it slow. Well, Josh is taking it slower than Natalie wants, with meeting his child and the ex-wife, because you do, unfortunately, as much as you don't want to, being a bonus parent that I am, you have to have some sort of relationship with the mother of the children.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes, for me, these women really did a number on my husband. So when they come at him, he goes right on the defensive with them. So a lot of times I have to be the go-between and the peacekeeper.
Yeah.
Um, but you do have to have, even if it's only a cordial, small talk relationship, you got to find some sort of common ground, um, other than just the child, so that, you guys understand where you're coming from. And I am happy to say that I have a very good, cordial relationship, semi friendship with the mother of his youngest child, who's the transgender child, because I am very open and willing to walk in other people's shoes. I have a lot of people in my life who are members of the Skittle Rainbow. Um,
Mhm. Yeah,
so
you're a mama dragon.
I am a mama dragon. I'm a bonus mama dragon, as I call myself. Um, so I am helping the father side of the family who are not used to these things, have never dealt with these things before, understand um, what the child is going through, what the thinking is, why they're doing certain things, why they may have attempted suicide because of something you said, etc. Um, and the mother is very appreciative of the fact that I am so open and asked questions early on, like, are you going to do hormones? Are you going to do puberty blockers?
Mhm.
Does the child need any,
How
accoutre?
old is this child?
I'm sorry?
How old are they?
They are 15 now. But
Okay.
this started a few years ago, right when, so I asked about puberty blockers, which can
Right.
be reversed. But the decision was there would be no hormone therapy until the child was 16, to make sure that this was not a phase, but something that was going to stick. Um, I've asked if the child needs binders, and they have a special brand that
You
they like
know,
to use. So we
I
have,
I'm of the opinion that if I'm don't get me wrong, and I had a live stream on this a few weeks ago because people tend to confuse transgender with transsexual. And it's like, no, they're not the same thing. Somebody who is transsexual is somebody who wants to be the opposite sex, but doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually homosexual. You know what I mean? Or no, it wasn't transsexual and transgender. It was transsexual and homosexual. They tend to
yes,
mix those two up. And it's like, no, just because it's like if you've ever seen, you remember the show Survivor?
yes,
Remember Zeke? Zeke was a woman who turned into a man, but he was a gay man, So it was like when she was a woman, she was attracted to men, but she felt like inside she was a woman. So, I
yes.
mean, she was a man. So it's like people always tend to mix that up. But I personally think that if you're going to take it the next step, this is just my opinion. If you're going to take it that next step, I think that letting children do it might not necessarily be the best thing. I think that they should be able to do it when they're 18 years old, not before that, when they can make the decision on their own and they've lived a few years and they're an adult. Because if they make that decision and they've already gone through all of that to change, and for whatever reason they change their mind or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like they
Well,
should
and
at
that's
least be 18.
well, the law is they can do puberty blockers, which are reversible. They can do hormone therapy. Once they've gone through puberty,
Mhm.
which is reversible. You've heard of the trans in jail that if they don't get their medication, um, but you cannot be under 18 and have any of the surgeries.
Ah, okay,
You
okay,
must
okay.
be
That makes
over the
sense.
age of 18, and that you have to have it's got to be signed off by two doctors, and one of them has to be a psychologist, psychiatrist. So
Okay,
there's
that makes
therapy
sense.
involved. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you can do the
that's good.
hormones, but you cannot do any of the surgeries, top surgery, bottom surgery, until they are 18, at least.
That's good.
And that's something that a lot of people don't know. And
Hmm.
that's something that's not being understood in the wider conversation. The puberty blockers are reversible. As soon as they stop taking them, puberty starts. The hormone
Hmm.
replacement, as soon as you stop taking that testosterone, your natural estrogen is going to pick back up again, or vice versa. You know, so um the final, the final step they cannot do until they are adults.
Well, that's good because you never know. Do you know the story of David Reimer?
I don't think so.
Unfortunately, he had a botched circumcision at birth, right? And
Yes.
they mistakenly castrated him. And because the doctor who,
Oh, okay. And they were
you know what,
twins. Yeah, they
yes,
did. This was one of the rip from the headlines. They did this on Law and Order SVU, and
yes,
then I went and watched the documentary about the real story. Yeah,
right,
so they
me
turned
too.
him into a woman, and the psychiatrist was doing weird things because they were identical twins,
Right.
to
Trying to
make.
get him to own being a female. And
Yes, and
he did
didn't
not want to do
tell
it.
the child
Right.
as a child. So the child found out as a teenager, and sued his parents to be able to go back.
How about the fact that even though they changed him and tried to raise him, and here's the story for those of you who don't know. As a baby, the circumcision was botched. They mistakenly castrated him. So the doctor, I forget what is it, Dr. John something or other. He was into this transgender, and he's the one that actually came up with the term gender. So he actually gives the parents the idea, listen, we're doing this transgender surgery now. How about, since he no longer has a penis anyway, how about raising him as a girl? We can give him the full surgery. He's a baby, he won't know the difference, and raise him as a girl. Well, lo and behold, he starts playing with Tonka trucks and he's attracted to boy things. And
Good
on
night,
the
Aziz.
inside, good night, Aziz. Thank you for stopping through. Come to the Tuesday takeover next week. We'd love to have you. And if you want a therapy session, come to the midday mayhem or the midday meltdown. But they are, I mean, they legit ruined this guy's life. The guy ended up committing suicide even after he changed back into a man and had married a woman. They screwed his head up so much by turning him into a girl because he really was a boy on the inside.
Which is why they made it illegal to do the surgery on children.
Right. That's crazy. That's like the nuttiest story I've ever heard.
And can I tell you that there are more gender fluid trans persons in the autism spectrum than in
Really?
any other so in the what they call neuroatypical versus neurotypical.
Mm-hmm.
The neuroatypicals lean more into the gender nonconforming or trans than the neurotypical children.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty
And I
interesting.
found that out being part of a subgroup for special needs um, mama dragons.
Okay.
Because Caitlin, my sister, is high functioning autistic, and she is asexual but leans lesbian. And I said, I don't care who you love. I don't care if you wind up being the old lady with 1,000 cats. You are my sister and I will love you. I mean, she's been raised around her gunkles. That's gay uncle for anybody who doesn't know our terminology. Um, and, I have several lesbian couples in my life, including other, people that are raising children and knew Caitlin from a young age. So she has been surrounded by the rainbow her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I honestly did not think it was odd that she wound up somewhere on the rainbow herself. You know, she's on
Mhm.
the rainbow of autism, and she's on the
She's on
rainbow
she's
of,
on the rainbow cusp.
yes. Um, and you know, I am on the rainbow as a mama dragon. That is, people, you know, for those who do not have parents that are accepting of the LGBT, we are here to be your
Surrogate parents.
surrogate parents, bonus parents, just you know, a big sister, big brother to, you know, well, mostly big sister or moms, because we're the mama dragons,
Mhm.
to be that parental figure or voice, or shoulder to lean on for those that don't have it, because unfortunately, even in 2022, there are families that will not accept their gay children, and
Right.
it's very hard. Um, so I am on the rainbow as I've always been an ally.
That is
I
very
was,
cool
you
of
know,
you.
I have been called a fruit fly, a fag hag, an alternative life assistant. Uh,
Alternative life assistant.
yes, that is a name that
Wow.
was coined by my friends. You have to have so many gays under your belt. You have to do so many hours. You got to get certified. Um, my mom used to call her house the our condo was the home for wayward gays if they got kicked out, or you know, were in a, you know, were in a bad relationship, needed a place to stay. You know, our couch was always open. um
Right.
so, you know, but that's how I was raised, so that is how, you know, my mom was always open, you know. My mother's aunt used to take her and my aunt down to the village to go to the drag shows in the 70s. So
Wow.
we have always been a very, very open family. So, and then
That's
I
really
married
cool.
into a very Southern Christian, I'm using that in finger quotes, family that's not understanding a lot of this. You know, they may have been to a drag show or had the, you know, I'm not racist, I have a black friend kind of thing. Well, you know,
Right, right,
I don't
right,
hate gays, I had a gay friend. Yeah, you were a
right.
hairstylist. Of course you had a gay coworker. That's not a friend. That is not somebody who has told you their deepest, darkest secrets. That slept over, you've given a place to stay, you
Joe's not
know.
Jewish.
I'm sorry?
Joe's not Jewish.
No, ma'am, he was raised Southern Baptist.
I thought that name Conover looked Jewish to me.
No, it's Dutch.
Really? I'm surprised, dude. I'm surprised. I thought, wow, okay,
No,
wow, that's pretty cool. Reminds me of Barbara Streisand. You women love your Gentile men, don't you?
well, for so many generations, we weren't allowed to marry outside of the, I want to say the faith, but it's not, you know, it's a ethno-religious group. So, you know, when
Mhm.
we do our 23andMe, we come up Ashkenazi Jew. We don't come up Polish. We don't come up Hungarian. So, you know, we are our own race of people. We have our own um, genetic disorders that are passed among other Ashkenazi Jews, like Tay-Sachs. Um, so, you know, because, you know, basically we were inbreeding for so many years, we got genetic disorders that a lot of us have married outside of the ethno-religious group to
Mhm.
help avoid and those genetic disorders. Like if Joe and I were to have a child, we would not have to be tested for Tay-Sachs because both parents have to be Ashkenazi Jew. I would
Gotcha.
still have my child, I would still be tested just to make sure that he doesn't have that in his, you know, genealogy
Lineage.
somewhere that he doesn't
Yeah.
know of.
Yeah.
Um, but so yeah, that's why a lot of us marry Gentiles. And you know, I just, oh my goodness, I wish TikTok and YouTube had been around, or I had been on them when Joe sat through his first Passover. Oh my God, that was its own reality show episode. He had no idea what was going on. Uncle Ira is trying to explain the whole thing to him. And I'm like, how do you not know this? You were raised as a Christian. It's in the Bible. I mean, Jesus's Last Supper was a freaking Jewish Seder. Like, you know,
But
how
Jesus
do you,
was Jewish.
yeah. And
That's
I'm
something
like,
I never understood. How is it that Christian religion bases all of its worship around a Jewish man? That is so backwards to me.
oh my God, I just watched a documentary on this and it was so good. It was so good. It actually started with Constantine, the head of Rome, because before then, the Jewish apostles and the Jewish followers just thought they were a subsect of Judaism and did
Hmm.
not call themselves Christian. It was
Wow.
actually Constantine who formed Christianity with the Nicene Creed and made Jesus the focus of the religion. I studied world religions when I was in college just because I didn't understand anti-Semitism
Hmm.
because you guys are also Jewish. Like, you know, the Pharaoh, Moses, let my people go. Like,
Right.
I don't get it. Jesus was a
Right.
Jew. What are you doing?
Right.
And then in world religion, we actually learned why there is so much hatred between Muslims and Jews. And it goes back to Abraham's two sons. Abraham's wife couldn't have the son, and this is actually in Handmaid's Tale. This is how what handmaids are for, is based on this story.
Right.
Abraham's wife couldn't have a child, so she
So
allowed
she had the
him
handmaid to have sex with the handmaid.
with the slave, yes,
Right.
because they use the term slave in the Bible, and then his wife got pregnant with the child. So the slave's child actually became. That is where um, Islam and the Muslim religion breaks off because it is formed by that son of Abraham, and then uh, the son of Abraham and his wife
Hmm.
is where Judaism and Christianity break off. So it's basically two brothers fighting over the love of their father.
Right. Bro, with the history and religious lesson.
But you know, if
Where would the
everybody sat
show be
down
without it?
and if everybody sat down and thought about this and learned about this, you know, there would be no more holy wars and there would be no fighting because we all come from the same God. We call him different names, but it is the same God.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I've gotten to a point where I just say universal or call it the universe because it just is what it is. It just is what it is. We all come from the same creator. Well, Ro, I'm about to wrap it up, girl. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
grab
you want
something.
to go catch 60 days in
You
and see what
know it.
happens with
You
Robert.
know it. You know it. You know me. Okay. You know that's exactly what I want to do.
Well, and
I am
remember
not lying.
that captain can't stand Robert, so he takes advantage when Robert does something stupid. And that's wrong. You're gonna I swear you're gonna instant message me later or tomorrow about it.
Guaranteed. Guys, thank you so much for listening. And thank you for coming on and commenting. Those of you that are subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for smashing the like button. I saw we had like 10 watching and like 8 likes. So everybody did their due diligence mostly and hit the like button. If you haven't smashed it, please smash it. Again, I do midday meltdown every day at 12 o'clock, and that is just a therapy session waiting to happen. So if there's something you want to talk about, come on the midday meltdown every day at 12 from Monday through Friday. Meatless Mondays on Jen's channel, Vegan Knowledge. We had a blast last night. It was me, Ro, Jen's sister. She had some guests on there that were vegan. I mean, it's if you've ever thought about becoming vegan, that's a good place to be on Monday nights, usually between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And then
Oh,
Ro and I have been,
it was a good
it was
group. It looked
good.
like a
It was
Zoom call.
good. Ro and I have been trying to get together to do this Married at First Sight on Thursdays. So hopefully maybe this week it'll happen. If Restream doesn't act stupid, well, we'll see. But other than that, anything else you want to say, sweetie, before I shut us
Well, we
down?
could do Married at First Sight / 60 days in on Thursdays
You want
because
to do
Married at
that?
First Yeah, because Married at First Sight. I think this episode's decision day, so it's almost over. So yeah, I don't mind doing 60 days in, and we can start from the beginning.
But wait a minute, 60 Days In comes on Thursdays, I think, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's the current season. And what I'm saying is we can start
Oh, right, right,
discussing
right,
back from
right.
season 1.
Okay, that's good. Let's do it. Let's do it. So,
And my work week has slowed up this week, so I should be able to hop on Midday Meltdown this week. So
oh, that's cool. That'll be really cool. So
yeah,
I don't know if you've listened to any of them, but I've gotten into some pretty good ones.
I do. I've been listening to them while I've been driving.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
enjoy it. And
girl.
I'm like, I wish I could say something, but I'm driving. And
Yeah, I get into them. I really like them.
I am so mad I missed the one that Miss Karen hopped in on. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was so cool towards the end there. She made like 3 or 4 I actually screenshotted the comments.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, we talk all the time. She's really cool. I love her videos. Check out Karen and Thomas BSR for those of you who have not done that. She gives so much good advice. That woman is a gardener. She
Yeah.
grows everything.
Oh,
Everland
yeah.
has the pick of blackberries, potatoes, banana trees, everything.
Well, let me
She's
tell
got
you,
there.
some of her disaster prep stuff that she discussed,
Yeah.
the solar panels and whatnot,
Yeah.
that is some of the stuff I bought it. That's what got us through not having power, because you kept saying reserve your power, and I'm like, we got our solar panels out, um powering our battery backup, so that we can charge our devices. I think
Good
I
deal.
need to go make a couple of comments on her YouTube that, she got me through the hurricane.
Let her know. Let her know. I'm sure she would love to hear that.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, have a wonderful night, Ro. Thank you for coming on as usual.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
yeah, man. Thank you so
We
much
got
for
to get
reading the
Buddha to come
comments.
back up here one day. And
I know
Shay, we had such a good time.
I put the link down there. Come on, ladies. Maybe Thursday, especially Buddha, since you got us into 60 days in. You are
Yeah,
responsible for this. You got to come
yeah,
up
you should be
Thursday and
hosting
talk
it.
about it. You got to come up. I don't mind sharing the hosting responsibilities. It gives me a chance to sip on some water and sit back because Ro can talk her ass off. I love listening to her. Okay. I got no problem with it. I love it. I know how to butt in when I need to. I let her ass go. I'm like, yeah, man.
Once I start, I'm like a spinning top. You set me off and I just keep going.
Oh my God. But thank you so much,
I know,
baby
me and my
girl.
analogies, right?
I love them though. I love them. It adds so much to the show, and I really enjoy listening to you talk. I really do. So it's a match. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put the outro on. I'm gonna go catch up on 60 Days In, and Ro, I will see you back here, same bad channel on Thursday, huh?
Absolutely. See you then.
All right. Have a good night. Peace and blessings, guys.
Good night, everyone.